Welcome back, dear friends. It's Karen with you again. And before we step inside today's cottage, I want to pause and thank you. So many of you have shared that these videos feel like coming home, like opening a box of old memories, where every corner holds a piece of your heart. That means the world to me, because this channel isn't just about cottages, it's about the comfort we share, the beauty we remember, and the quiet joy of lingering in the details. So today, let's wander together once more into a romantic English country cottage, where vintage pastels and Rosy Chintz Florals sing softly of love, stillness, and time kept tender. On the oak table, a vase of faded hydrangeas and blushing roses waits, soft petals whispering stories of love letters never thrown away. A lace runner glows beneath the flowers, like a delicate thread tying the present to the past. Nearby, candles flicker beside gilded frames and weathered books, their glow touching porcelain bowls filled with roses and memories. Feels like a gentle pause in the day, a reminder that beauty often hides in stillness. And in the corner, a basket of yarn rests beside a lamp, threads of pink and cream waiting for hands to weave them into comfort. It's more than a cottage. It's a story wrapped in florals and lace, a romantic hymn sung in the language of quiet things. By the fire, where warmth glows against old stone, a cat curls into the chintz armchair, and the room breathes in roses, lace, and the comfort of a day unhurried. In the kitchen, copper pots shimmer, a kettle hums its gentle song, and steam curls like poetry in the air, a cottage symphony written in soft pastels. On the counter, a book rests open, beside a bowl of blossoms, glasses folded neatly as if waiting for someone to return to their story, between sips of tea. And on a wooden shelf, Lavender and rosemary gather beside a painted teapot, its florals carrying the same language of love and stillness, a reminder that beauty here is always poured gently, cup by cup. By the window, a basket of yarn rests, soft threads of rose and cream waiting patiently. An old chair draped in plaid and florals whispers comfort, as if every stitch is a memory ready to be woven. The kitchen glows in afternoon light. Copper pans shimmer and hydrangeas bloom on the table. Beyond the lace curtains, the garden leans in, blurring the line between indoors and nature's embrace. At the sink, she pauses with the roses, sunlight spilling across pumpkins and petals. Here the rhythm of life is gentle, measured not in hours, but in blossoms gathered. And as evening arrives, the bedroom waits beneath draped curtains and pastel quilts. Chintz florals soften the air, turning the night into a lullaby, a place where dreams bloom as tenderly as roses. The sun drifts gently through lace and chintz, casting golden light over roses on the sill. Beyond the glass, the meadow stretches wide, a promise of quiet mornings, where time slows to a tender breath. At the bedside, quilts rest neatly folded, their florals worn soft by years of comfort. The chest beneath holds secrets of yesterday, whispering that every thread carries the warmth of love remembered. On the dresser, pearls spill gently from a wooden box, a cascade of memories draped in light. Beside them, faded blooms and lace tell stories not of grandeur, but of beauty in the smallest keepsakes. And at the vanity, hydrangeas bloom beside china cups and painted frames, The mirror catches the afternoon glow, turning stillness into poetry, and the room into a quiet hymn of romance. By the doorway, quilts rest in quiet stacks, their florals faded by time yet rich with memory. The old wardrobe stands steady, while sunlight spills through the open door, inviting the garden to wander inside. Along the hall, blossoms gather in woven baskets, their fragrance drifting toward the window seat. Beyond the glass, the countryside rolls gently, as though the land itself leans close to share its calm with the cottage. Sunlight falls across a woven rug of roses, touching the sideboard dressed in lace. Here jars and blooms stand together, each detail a tender reminder that beauty lives best in stillness. And when evening arrives, candles glow against chintz-covered walls, their light caught softly in the mirror's frame. The room becomes a gentle hymn, a place where love lingers quietly in the air. A lace runner drapes softly across the wooden table, where a floral lamp and framed memories rest. The afternoon light touches each detail gently, as though it knows these quiet things hold the heart of home. In the corner, a wicker basket cradles old magazines, while a chair waits beneath a plaid throw. The air feels tender here, like a pause meant for stories yet to be told. By the door, candles flicker beside hydrangeas, their glow caught in a gilded frame. The entry hums with romance, welcoming every step with warmth and grace. And in the sunroom, a chintz sofa rests beneath open windows, books scattered like quiet companions. Beyond the curtains, the meadow leans close, turning the evening into poetry. Quilts folded neatly, each one a garden of florals, rest beside lavender tied with twine. The shelves whisper of stories kept safe, while candlelight glows softly, wrapping the room in quiet warmth. By the window, a basket of yarn waits patiently, threads of rose and cream ready to become comfort. The curtains bloom in chintz, while the meadow beyond leans close, as if the world outside belongs to this room. On the wicker table, a teacup steams gently, resting beside books and floral pillows. The sunset paints the glass with gold, turning the simple act of tea into a tender pause for the heart. And in the sunroom, a chintz sofa gathers cushions and light. The windows open wide to the garden, where blooms meet books and stillness, turning the evening into poetry. In the sunroom, light falls across a chintz sofa, cushions blooming in pastels, books resting as though time has slowed. The garden leans close to the windows, wrapping the room in its quiet embrace. In the bathroom, a tub dressed in florals waits, candles flickering softly beside hydrangeas, water glimmers with petals, inviting the evening to linger a little longer. At the window, lace and chintz curtains sway gently, opening to rolling hills kissed by sunset. The view feels endless, as if the countryside itself is whispering calm. On the vanity, folded towels rest in delicate florals, a dish of rose soap beside them. Golden taps shimmer in the candlelight, turning the simplest ritual into a moment of romance. A vanity dressed in florals and lace, golden handles catching the glow of candlelight. Every detail feels tender, as if the room itself remembers. the touch of gentle hands. By the window, the tub rests in quiet grace. Warm water waiting beneath pastel light. Floral towels lean softly on their rail, ready to wrap the evening in comfort and calm. The window opens to water and hills beyond, while roses and hydrangeas fill the air. Here bathing feels less like a routine and more like a hymn of stillness, sung slowly to the heart. And in the laundry room, woven baskets and glass jars line the shelves. Curtains bloom in chintz, and lavender gathers by the window, turning even the simplest chores into poetry. Glass jars rest in a neat row, each one filled with small treasures. Lavender, petals, grains, and wooden pegs. Lace trims the shelf with tender care, turning the ordinary into something precious. By the window, quilts lie folded, their chintz florals softened by time. Aprons sway gently from their hooks, and the seat below waits like a quiet refuge, where daylight lingers a little longer. In the laundry room, wicker baskets line the counter, stacked with folded linens touched by sunlight. The scent of fresh blooms drifts through the air, reminding us that even the simplest tasks can carry the beauty of love. And outside, as evening settles, a bench dressed in chintz florals waits beneath a glowing lantern. The countryside stretches softly beyond, and the night hums gently, wrapping the cottage in its tender embrace. On the garden table, a teapot blooms in painted florals, cups waiting beside cookies and candlelight. Pumpkins rest like soft autumn whispers, and the evening air feels sweet enough to taste. Beneath the orchard's branches, a basket of apples waits in quiet abundance. The stone wall, dressed in moss and blossoms, holds the gentle weight of harvest, a reminder of simple joys gathered by hand. Along the cottage wall, pots overflow with blooms and trailing ivy. Candles glow warmly in the fading light, as if the house itself breathes romance, holding the dusk in its arms. The day begins quietly. Sunlight rests on a chintz sofa by the window, where every pillow feels like a tender embrace. The fire glows softly, wrapping the room in a warmth that asks you to stay a little longer. On the wooden table, roses and hydrangeas lean gently in their vase, their colors fading like the sweetest memory. The lace beneath them whispers of slower days, woven with patience, kept with care. Golden candles flicker beside bowls and books, their light drifting across delicate china. Here the air feels unhurried, as though time pauses, so the heart can breathe in beauty. And in the quiet corner, a basket of yarn rests beneath a lamp, threads waiting to be turned into comfort. The cottage hums gently, a soft reminder that love is found in the smallest, simplest things. The fire glows quietly, casting a tender light across the room. A cat rests on the armchair, wrapped in chintz and calm, as if the world outside has paused for a moment of peace. In the kitchen, a kettle sings softly, steam curling like a gentle breath of morning. Copper pots shine in the glow, while pastel linens fall gracefully, holding the stillness of a slower time. On the counter, a book lies open, beside roses gathered in quiet bloom. Glasses rest, folded with care, as if someone has just stepped away to savor the sweetness of tea. And on the wooden shelf, herbs rest beside a painted teapot, its florals soft as a whispered memory. Here beauty lingers gently, poured into every cup, woven into every breath of this cottage. In the quiet corner, a basket of yarn rests, threads of blush and cream waiting to become something warm. The chair beside it, wrapped in plaid and florals, seems to hold the hush of afternoons unhurried. The kitchen glows beneath a soft light, hydrangeas gathered on the table, copper pans catching a gentle shimmer. Through the lace curtains the garden leans in, as if the outdoors is breathing along with the room. At the sink she moves slowly, hands brushing petals as sunlight drifts across the wood. The air feels tender, measured not by time but by moments of stillness and bloom. And when evening comes, the bedroom welcomes with soft quilts and fading light. Chintz florals rest like a quiet song, turning night into comfort, and dreams into something gentle and kind. Morning light slips quietly through lace and roses, settling on the window ledge with a golden hush. Beyond the glass, the fields rest softly, as if the earth itself is breathing calm into the room. At the end of the bed, folded quilts wait patiently, their chintz florals tender with time. The old wooden chest holds their weight gently, like a keeper of warmth, ready for evenings when comfort is needed most. On the dresser, pearls spill like a quiet river of memory, catching the light in gentle tones of ivory and rose. Beside them, lace and blossoms rest, a reminder that beauty lives best in the smallest, simplest details. And by the mirror, hydrangeas gather in soft bloom, Surrounded by china cups and golden frames, the air feels tender here, where stillness lingers, and the room hums gently with love kept close. By the doorway, folded quilts rest quietly, their florals tender with time. The wardrobe stands like an old friend, while the open door lets in the hush of the garden breeze. Along the hall, flowers lean gently in their baskets, their fragrance mingling with the afternoon air. The view beyond the window feels endless, rolling hills stretching softly, as if the land itself is breathing peace. Light drifts across the floor, warming the roses woven into the rug. A lace-draped sideboard waits in quiet grace, each jar and bloom resting calmly, like small pauses meant to be noticed. And when evening settles, candles flicker gently against chintz walls. The mirror holds their glow tenderly, turning the room into a soft hymn, a place where love lingers like a quiet breath. The table rests beneath a lace runner, its edges touched by the soft glow of afternoon light. A lamp with floral shades stands quietly, beside frames that hold memories, each one wrapped in stillness. In the corner, a chair waits beneath a gentle plaid, its cushions softened by time. Baskets of magazines and woven threads remind the room of simple moments, meant only for slowing down. Candles flicker beside blooms of hydrangea, their glow mirrored in golden frames. The hallway feels calm and welcoming, like a soft breath before evening, whispering comfort to every step. And in the sunroom, a chintz sofa rests by open windows, where books wait quietly upon the cushions. The garden stretches just beyond, and the fading light drifts in gently, turning the room into a tender embrace. quilts rest in quiet stacks, their florals softened with time. Beside them, lavender lies gently tied, and the shelves behind seem to breathe, with stories kept close to the heart. By the window, yarn waits in a woven basket, threads of rose and cream ready for gentle hands. Chintz curtains fall softly, while the meadow outside leans near, offering its calm to the room within. A teacup warms the wicker table, its steam curling slowly into the fading light. Pillows bloom in pastel florals, and the sunset lingers at the glass, turning stillness into comfort. And in the sunroom, a sofa dressed in chintz waits quietly. Books rest where hands left them, flowers gather by the open window, and the garden breathes peace into the evening air. The sunroom rests in golden light, a chintz sofa waiting quietly beneath soft cushions. Books lie open as if time has paused, while the garden beyond leans gently toward the glass. In the bathroom, a floral tub glimmers, candles glowing softly in the evening air. Petals float upon still water, inviting the heart to slow and the body to rest. By the window, curtains of lace and roses drift, opening to hills bathed in fading light. The countryside stretches softly, a gentle whisper of peace that carries into the room. On the vanity, folded florals and rose soap wait, their quiet presence filled with care. Golden taps catch the candle's glow, turning small rituals into moments of tender grace. The vanity rests in quiet charm, floral towels folded with care, golden handles glimmering softly in the glow. Each detail whispers of gentle moments, kept safe in the stillness of this room. Beside the window, the tub waits in calm, water warm and inviting. Pastel towels hang gracefully, ready to hold the evening close and wrap it in comfort. Through the window, hills roll into the distance, while blooms gather quietly by the water's edge. Here, bathing becomes more than routine. It is a pause, a soft hymn for the soul. In the laundry room, woven baskets rest in order, glass jars filled with simple treasures. Chintz curtains fall lightly, and lavender leans toward the window, turning daily tasks into gentle poetry. On the shelf, glass jars stand quietly, holding petals, herbs, and simple things. A lace edge falls softly beneath them, turning everyday moments into gentle poetry. By the window, folded quilts rest in calm, their florals tender with age. Aprons sway lightly from their hooks, while the seat below waits patiently, a place for stillness to gather. In the laundry room, sunlight drifts across wicker baskets, linens folded with quiet care. The fragrance of fresh blooms lingers, reminding the heart that even the smallest tasks can be touched by love. And outside, under a glowing lantern, a chintz-covered bench rests in the evening air. The countryside stretches gently beyond, as night falls softly, wrapping the cottage in peace. On the garden table, a teapot rests among candles and lace. Cups wait quietly beside warm cookies, while pumpkins sit softly in the glow, as evening drifts in with tender calm. Beneath the branches, a basket of apples hangs in stillness. The mossy wall holds their weight with grace, and the orchard hums gently, a song of simple abundance. Along the cottage wall, flowers spill from clay pots, their colors softened by dusk. Candles flicker in the fading light, wrapping the home in a quiet embrace of peace.